Hi friends, welcome to Officers IAS Academy. I am Rangarajan, the Associate Director here, and today we are going to look at a very interesting and an important area, which is the preamble to our Indian Constitution. As the famous English saying goes, well begun is half done. So what does it mean? If you start something well, then you are 50% closer to success. And if you make a mistake at the beginning, then it is going to create a problem throughout the end. And the Indian Constitution's preamble is a perfect example of a very good beginning. What is a preamble? A preamble is the introductory part of any law which sets out its purpose and its aims. So just like the preamble to any law will say, what is the purpose? Why are we having this law in the first place? And what is the aim? What is the objective that that law is going to achieve? Similarly, the Indian preamble also sets out the purpose for the Constitution of India and the aims or the objectives which the Constitution seeks to achieve. So if you look at the beginning of the preamble, it says, we the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. That is the purpose for which India is being formed. We are sovereign, the people are sovereign, they are supreme in this country. That's why it starts with the word we the people. Secular and socialist were added subsequently to the preamble, but they are of equal importance even now. Democracy, we are a democracy. We go out and vote in large numbers to elect our MLAs and MPs. And we are a republic, which means what? We do not have an elected king or a hereditary king or someone who is at the top of the country. The topmost office of the country is that of the President of India, and the President of India is always elected. So that is what the word republic signifies. So that is the purpose for which the Constitution is made, to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. And what is the aim that it wants to achieve? To secure to our citizens justice, social, economic, political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and fraternity, assuring the dignity of every individual. So justice, liberty, equality and fraternity. These are the objectives that we as a nation want to achieve. And guys, it is very important to note that the preamble in a nutshell brings out all the various chapters and parts of the Constitution. If you look at the fact that we have an elected legislature, then there is an executive which comes out of the legislature. It all reflects the fact that we are a democracy, that we have an elected president is represented by the fact that we are a republic, right? And various provisions which bring out the fact that we are a sovereign and a secular country. So various parts of the Constitution relating to executive, legislature, judiciary reflects the purpose of India as set out in the preamble, and similarly the objectives is primarily reflected in the fundamental rights and directive principles. We want liberty and equality. That is what is reflected in the fundamental rights, part 3 to the Indian Constitution. And we want social, economic and political justice. And that is what is reflected in part 4 of the Indian Constitution, directive principles of state policy. So this preamble is a very, very important document which sets out the purpose and aims, and every part of the Constitution subsequently will reflect one word or the other in the preamble. As I told you, the legislature, executive, judiciary all bring out the fact that we are a democratic republic, and the fundamental rights reflect the liberty and equality which is enshrined in the preamble, and the directive principles of state policy reflect the justice which is enshrined in the preamble. So this preamble technically is not enforceable in a court of law, that is the judgment of the Supreme Court. But earlier in one of the judgments called the Berubari case, the Supreme Court said the preamble is not even a part of the Constitution, but subsequently in a landmark judgment, the Keshwananda Bharati judgment, the Supreme Court has said that the preamble is very much a part of the Constitution. And it sets out the objectives, and it will be referred by the courts for interpreting the various provisions of the Constitution. So I hope you understood. So people tend to just read preamble once and move on to the rest of the constitution. But guys, as I told you, well begun is half done. So even in your preparation, give that amount of importance that you need to give for studying the preamble, because it encapsulates, it summarizes the entire philosophy behind our constitution. Thanks for watching. We will see you again with further videos on various subjects. Thank you.